The vast emptiness of space lit up with a flash. A massive alien fleet appeared at the edge of the solar system. Their ships were huge, each one as big as a small moon. The alien commander, Zixthor, looked at the blue planet called Earth through his view screen. He smiled, showing his sharp teeth. This would be an easy win, he thought. On Earth, alarms went off in every military base. Soldiers ran to their posts. In the United Nations Space Command Center, General Marcus Stone stood calmly, watching the big screen. The alien ships looked like giant green dots moving closer to Earth. "Sir, the alien fleet is huge," a young officer said, his voice shaking. General Stone nodded. "Size isn't everything, Lieutenant. Let's see what they want." The main screen flickered, and an alien face appeared. Commander Zixthor looked like a mix between a lizard and an insect. His eyes were big and black, and his skin was dark green. "People of Earth," Zixthor said, his voice deep and growling, "I am Commander Zixthor of the Galactic Dominion. Your planet is now ours. Surrender, and we might let you live as our slaves." General Stone stepped forward. "This is General Marcus Stone of Earth. We will not surrender. We suggest you leave our system peacefully." Zixthor laughed, a sound like rocks in a blender. "You dare to threaten us? Your puny ships are no match for our fleet. We will crush you like bugs." The screen went black. General Stone turned to his team. "All right, people. It's time for Plan Trojan Horse." In space, Earth's defense fleet moved out. It looked small compared to the alien armada. Zixthor watched them come, chuckling to himself. "Look at their tiny ships," he said to his second-in-command. "This will be over quickly." But as the Earth fleet got closer, something strange happened. The ships started to break apart. Zixthor leaned forward, confused. Then he saw it. Each Earth ship was actually made up of many smaller ships. "It's a trick," Zixthor roared. "Fire all weapons." But it was too late. The small Earth ships were incredibly fast. They zipped between the big alien ships, firing precise shots at weak points. Explosions bloomed in space as alien ships started to fall. On his command ship, Zixthor was furious. "How is this possible? They're so small." His second-in-command checked the sensors. "Sir, the human ships. They're unmanned. They're drones." Meanwhile, on Earth, General Stone and his team watched the battle. They controlled the drone ships from their base, using advanced AI and virtual reality. Stone smiled as he saw another alien ship explode. "Sir," a technician called out, "the alien fleet is in disarray. They're starting to retreat." Cheers filled the command center, but General Stone raised his hand for quiet. "It's not over yet. Prepare for their counterattack, and get me a line to their commander." Zixthor's angry face appeared on the screen again. You tricked us." "No trick, Commander," Stone said calmly. "Just good strategy. Your size means nothing if you don't know how to use it. I suggest you leave now, before you lose more ships." Zixthor's face turned a darker green with rage. "This isn't over, humans. We'll be back. And next time, we'll destroy you all." The alien fleet turned and vanished in a flash of light, jumping to faster-than-light speed. In the command center, people started to celebrate, but General Stone looked thoughtful. "Good work, everyone," he said. "But remember, this was just the first battle. The war has only begun." As the cheers died down, Stone looked at the star map. Somewhere out there, Zixthor was planning his revenge. But Earth would be ready. The aliens had learned an important lesson today. Never underestimate humans. 2 weeks had passed since the alien fleet left Earth. On the planet, people were still celebrating their victory. But in the United Nations Space Command Center, General Marcus Stone knew the war was far from over. Stone stood in front of a big screen, looking at star maps. He rubbed his tired eyes. He hadn't slept much since the battle. "Sir," a young officer said, "you should rest. We'll alert you if anything happens." Stone shook his head. "No time for rest, Lieutenant. The aliens will be back, and we need to be ready." Suddenly, alarms started blaring. Red lights flashed everywhere. Stone's body tensed up. "Report," he shouted. A technician's voice came over the speakers. "Sir, we're detecting multiple wormholes opening up all around the solar system." Stone's eyes widened. "They're back," he whispered. In space, huge portals of swirling energy opened up. Out of them came the alien ships, even more than before. At the front was Zixthor's massive command ship. On the bridge of his ship, Zixthor grinned wickedly. "This time," he growled, "we'll crush those puny humans." His second-in-command looked worried. "But sir, they're drones." Zixthor laughed. "We're ready for their little toys now. Activate the disruptors." Back on Earth, Stone was giving orders. "Launch all drone fleets, same strategy as last time." But as the Earth drones approached the alien ships, something strange happened. They started to slow down. Then, one by one, they shut off completely. In the command center, panic spread. "Sir," a technician shouted, "we've lost control of the drones." Stone's face went pale. He realized what had happened. "They found a way to disrupt our signals," he said quietly. Zixthor's face appeared on the main screen, his black eyes gleaming with triumph. "Not so clever now, are you humans?" He sneered. "Surrender, or we'll destroy your planet." Stone's mind raced. They needed a new plan. Fast. Then, an idea struck him. "Commander," Stone said calmly, "before you attack, I have a proposal." Zixthor looked surprised. "A proposal? What could you possibly offer me?" Stone took a deep breath. "A challenge. Your best warrior against our best. If we win, you leave our solar system forever. If you win, Earth surrenders without a fight." The alien commander burst out laughing. "You must be joking. What makes you think any human could defeat one of us in combat?" Stone smiled. "Are you afraid to find out?" Zixthor's laughter stopped. His eyes narrowed. "Very well, human. I accept your challenge. But I will choose the type of combat." "Agreed," Stone said. "Name your terms." The alien grinned, showing his sharp teeth. "The challenge will be a test of strength and endurance, a contest to see who can withstand the most pain." Stone's smile faded. This was not what he had expected, but he couldn't back down now. "We accept," he said firmly. Zixthor nodded. "Prepare your champion. The contest will begin in one Earth day." The screen went dark. In the command center, everyone looked at Stone in shock. "Sir," the young lieutenant said, "how can we possibly win a pain endurance contest against an alien?" Stone's face was grim. "We can't," he said. "Not with a normal human, anyway." He turned to his team. "Get me Professor Zhang from the cybernetics lab. Tell her it's time to activate Project Phoenix." As his officers rushed to obey, Stone looked out the window at the alien fleet hanging in the sky. He had just gambled the fate of the Earth on one last, desperate plan. He just hoped it would be enough. The secret underground lab was buzzing with activity. Scientists in white coats rushed around, checking monitors and adjusting equipment. In the center of it all stood a large metal pod, glowing with a soft blue light. General Stone walked in, his face tense. He approached a woman with short gray hair and thick glasses. "Professor Zhang," he said, "is it ready?" The professor looked up from her tablet. "As ready as it can be, General. But I must warn you again, this is highly experimental. We've never tested it in actual combat." Stone nodded grimly. "We don't have a choice. It's this or surrender to the aliens." They both turned as the pod hissed open. Steam poured out, and a figure stepped forward. It was a man, or at least it looked like one. But his skin had a metallic sheen, and his eyes glowed with an unnatural blue light. General Stone. the figure said, his voice a strange mix of human and machine. Cybernetic Soldier CS-01, codename Phoenix, reporting for duty. Stone looked at the cyborg soldier with a mix of awe and concern. This was their last hope, a human mind in a body enhanced with the most advanced technology Earth had to offer. At ease, Phoenix, Stone said. Do you understand your mission? Phoenix nodded. I am to represent Earth in a contest of pain endurance against the alien champion. Failure is not an option. As they spoke, an alarm sounded. A voice came over the intercom. General Stone to the command center. The alien ship is approaching for the challenge. Stone turned to Phoenix. It's time. Are you ready? The cyborg's blue eyes flickered. I was built for this, sir. I won't let Earth down. High above the Earth, a small shuttle left Zixthor's massive ship. It descended through the atmosphere, landing in a cleared area outside the UN Space Command headquarters. A crowd had gathered, held back by soldiers. The shuttle's door opened with a hiss. Out stepped Zixthor, followed by a massive alien. This new creature was even bigger than Zixthor, with muscles bulging under its scaly skin. Its 4 eyes scanned the crowd, and it let out a low growl. Zixthor grinned at Stone. Meet Krozak, our champion. I hope your human is ready for a world of pain. Stone kept his face neutral. Our champion is ready. Shall we begin? They moved to a makeshift arena. In the center were 2 metal chairs, facing each other. Strange devices were attached to the chairs, with wires and tubes running from them. Zixthor explained the rules. Each contestant will be connected to a pain inducer. The intensity will increase gradually. The first to cry out or leave their chair loses. Krozak sat in one chair, his huge form making it look tiny. Then Phoenix stepped forward. The crowd gasped at his appearance. Zixthor's eyes widened. What trickery is this? You said a human champion. Phoenix is human. Stone replied calmly. Just enhanced. The alien commander snarled but didn't object further. Phoenix sat in the other chair. Technicians attached the pain inducers to both contestants. A tense silence fell over the crowd. Begin, Zixthor growled. The machines hummed to life. At first, nothing seemed to happen. But soon, Krozak's muscles began to twitch. Sweat formed on his scaly skin. Phoenix, however, sat perfectly still, his glowing eyes fixed straight ahead. Minutes passed. The intensity increased. Krozak was visibly shaking now, his teeth clenched. But still, Phoenix didn't move. Zixthor watched in disbelief. Impossible, he muttered. More time passed. Krozak's growls of pain grew louder. His claws dug into the arms of the chair. And yet, Phoenix remained motionless. Finally, after what seemed like hours, Krozak let out a roar of agony and leaped from the chair. He fell to the ground, his massive body shaking. The crowd erupted in cheers. Phoenix calmly stood up and disconnected himself from the machine. Stone stepped forward, facing the stunned Zixthor. We won. Now honor your agreement. Leave our solar system. Zixthor's face contorted with rage. But before he could speak, a loud rumble filled the air. Everyone looked up. In the sky, a new fleet of ships had appeared. But these weren't like Zixthor's ships. They were sleek, gleaming, and incredibly advanced. A new voice boomed from above. This sector is under the protection of the Galactic Federation. Zixthor, you and your fleet are ordered to stand down immediately. Stone and Zixthor exchanged shocked looks. It seemed the game had changed once again. The sky was filled with ships. Zixthor's fleet hung in the air, now dwarfed by the massive, shining vessels of the Galactic Federation. On the ground, humans, aliens, and the cyborg Phoenix stood frozen, staring up at the incredible sight. A beam of light appeared, and a figure materialized in front of them. It was tall and slender, with silvery skin and large, kind eyes. When it spoke, its voice was melodious and calm. "I am Ambassador Lyra of the Galactic Federation," it said. "We apologize for our late arrival. We've been monitoring this situation for some time." General Stone stepped forward, still stunned. "Welcome to Earth, Ambassador. I'm General Marcus Stone. We're grateful for your intervention." Lyra nodded, then turned to Zixthor, who was shaking with rage. "Commander Zixthor, your unsanctioned invasion of this protected system violates multiple galactic treaties. You will withdraw your forces immediately." Zixthor snarled. "Protected system? These primitives. They're not even part of the Federation." "Not yet," Lyra said with a small smile. "But they have great potential. We've been watching Earth for centuries, waiting for the right moment to make contact." The alien ambassador turned back to Stone. "General, we would like to formally invite Earth to join the Galactic Federation. Your species has shown remarkable ingenuity and resilience." Stone's mind raced. This was beyond anything he had imagined. "That's a significant offer, Ambassador. We'll need to discuss this with our world leaders." Lyra nodded understanding. "Of course. We will await your decision." Suddenly, Zixthor let out a roar. "Enough of this." He pulled out a strange glowing device. "If I can't have this planet, no one will." Before anyone could react, he pressed a button on the device. A high-pitched whine filled the air, and the ground began to shake. "What have you done?" Lyra demanded, her calm demeanor cracking for the first time. Zixthor laughed maniacally. "I've activated a planet cracker bomb in Earth's core. In 1 hour, this miserable rock will split apart." Panic spread through the crowd. Stone turned to Lyra. "Can your ships evacuate the planet?" The ambassador shook her head, looking grim. "Not in time. Billions would be left behind." Phoenix stepped forward, his glowing eyes focused on the device in Zixthor's hand. "General," he said, "I may be able to disarm it, but I'll need to get to the planet's core." Stone looked at him in shock. "That's impossible. The pressure, the heat." "My cybernetic body can withstand it," Phoenix replied. "It's our only chance." Lyra spoke up. "We have technology that can help. A gravity manipulator that can open a direct path to the core, but it will only last for a few minutes." Stone nodded, making a quick decision. "Do it." What happened next was a blur of activity. Federation scientists set up strange machines around Phoenix. Zixthor was restrained, still laughing madly. The device was taken from him and given to Phoenix. "Good luck," Stone said to the cyborg. "The fate of Earth is in your hands." Phoenix nodded solemnly. "It has been an honor, General." The Federation machines hummed to life. A beam of energy shot down, and the ground opened up beneath Phoenix's feet. Without hesitation, he jumped in. For several tense minutes, nothing happened. The Earth continued to shake. People held their breath, watching the hole where Phoenix had disappeared. Then, just as hope was fading, the shaking stopped. The high-pitched whine died away. A cheer went up from the crowd, but their joy was short-lived. The hole remained open, with no sign of Phoenix. Stone turned to Lyra. "Can you get him out?" The ambassador looked sad. "I'm sorry. The path has collapsed. Your hero, he sacrificed himself to save your world." A hush fell over the gathering. Stone felt a mix of grief and pride. Phoenix had given everything for Earth. Lyra placed a hand on Stone's shoulder. "Your people have shown true courage today. The offer to join the Federation stands. We have much to learn from each other." As the sun began to set, casting a golden light over the scene, Stone looked up at the stars. Earth had faced its greatest challenge and survived. Now, a new chapter was beginning. Whatever the future held, humanity would face it standing tall, ready to take its place among the stars. 1 month had passed since the dramatic events that changed Earth forever. The world was still buzzing with excitement and anxiety about the future. In New York City, the United Nations building was packed with leaders from every country. General Marcus Stone stood at the podium, facing the crowd. He looked older now, the stress of recent events etched on his face, but his eyes shone with determination. Today, he began, we make a decision that will affect the future of our entire species. The Galactic Federation has offered us membership. It's time to vote. As the leaders discussed and debated, Stone's mind wandered to recent events. The past month had been a whirlwind of activity. Zix Thor and his remaining forces had been taken into Federation custody. The alien commander would face trial for his crimes against Earth and other worlds. Scientists from Earth and the Federation had worked tirelessly to study the hole left by Phoenix's sacrifice. They hoped to find a way to rescue the hero, but so far, their efforts had been in vain. Stone was pulled from his thoughts as the final votes were tallied. A hush fell over the room as the results were announced. With a majority of 143 to 50, the Secretary General said, Earth has voted to join the Galactic Federation. Cheers erupted in the chamber. Stone felt a mixture of relief and apprehension. This was just the beginning. Outside, crowds had gathered to watch the proceedings on giant screens. As the news spread, people hugged and cried. Some looked worried, but most were filled with hope for the future. In orbit above Earth, Ambassador Lyra watched from her ship. She smiled as she saw the celebrations below. Then she turned to her communication officer. Send word to the Federation Council, she said. Earth is ready. Back in the UN building, Stone was answering questions from reporters. Suddenly, his aide rushed up, looking excited. Sir, the aide said breathlessly, you need to see this. Stone excused himself and followed the aide to a private room. Inside, a group of scientists were gathered around a screen, talking excitedly. On the screen was a live feed from deep in the Earth's core. And there, surrounded by molten rock and intense pressure, was a figure. It was battered and damaged, but unmistakable. Phoenix was alive. Impossible, Stone whispered. The lead scientist turned to him, grinning. Not impossible, General, just highly improbable. His cybernetic body adapted to the extreme conditions. He's been repairing himself all this time. Stone's mind raced. Can we get him out? The scientist nodded. With Federation technology, yes. We're preparing a rescue mission now. As Stone absorbed this news, his communication device beeped. It was Ambassador Lyra. General, she said, her voice filled with excitement. We've just received word from the Federation Council. They've approved a special program to help Earth catch up with galactic technology. And they want you to lead it. Stone was stunned. Me? But I'm just a soldier. Lyra's image smiled. You're much more than that, General. You're the one who led Earth through its darkest hour. The Council believes you're the perfect choice to lead your people into this new era. As Stone considered this, another alert came in. It was from the team working on Phoenix's rescue. Sir, a voice said, we're picking up a transmission from Phoenix. Audio only. Stone held his breath as the transmission played. Through static and interference, a familiar voice spoke. General, mission accomplished. Standing by for further orders. Tears formed in Stone's eyes. Even after everything, Phoenix was still ready to serve. Stone looked out the window at the celebrating crowds below. Then he looked up at the stars, now filled with new possibilities. Phoenix, he said, his voice filled with emotion. Your new orders are to come home. We have a lot of work to do. As the sun set on this historic day, Stone felt a renewed sense of purpose. Earth had faced incredible challenges, but had emerged stronger. Now, with new allies and advancing technology, humanity was ready to take its place among the stars. The future was bright and full of endless possibilities. 6 months had passed since Earth joined the Galactic Federation. The world had changed more in that short time than in the last century. General Marcus Stone stood on the bridge of the ESS Phoenix, Earth's first faster-than-light spaceship. He looked out at the stars, still amazed by how different they looked from deep space. General, a voice called. Stone turned to see Phoenix, the cyborg hero, walking towards him. After his rescue, Phoenix had become Stone's right-hand man in the New Earth Space Force. "Status report," Stone asked. Phoenix nodded. "All systems are go. We're ready for our first jump to another star system." Stone took a deep breath. This was a huge moment for humanity. He pressed a button on his comm device. "This is General Stone to all crew. Prepare for our first FTL jump." The bridge buzzed with excitement. Stone looked at the main view screen, where a blue-green planet called Novaterra was displayed. It was to be humanity's first colony world. "Initiating jump in 3, 2, 1, the pilot called out. There was a flash of light, and suddenly the stars blurred. When they came back into focus, a new world filled the view screen. Cheers erupted on the bridge. They had done it. Humanity had taken its first step into the wider galaxy. As the ESS Phoenix moved into orbit around Novaterra, Stone's comm device beeped. It was a message from Earth. "General," said the voice of the UN Secretary General, "we've just received an urgent communication from the Federation Council. They're requesting our help." Stone frowned. "Our help? With what?" "It seems Zix Thor has escaped custody," the Secretary General explained. "He's rallied some rogue elements in the galaxy and is threatening several Federation worlds. The Council thinks our unique perspective might be valuable in stopping him." Stone exchanged looks with Phoenix. They both knew what this meant. Humanity's first real test as part of the galactic community. "Tell the Council we're on our way," Stone said. Over the next few weeks, the ESS Phoenix zigzagged across the galaxy. They visited strange new worlds and met alien species beyond imagination. At each stop, they gathered information about Zix Thor's movements. Finally, they tracked the rogue alien to a remote planet on the edge of Federation space. As they approached, they saw Zix Thor's fleet in orbit. "He's got a lot of ships," Phoenix observed. Stone nodded grimly. "More than we can handle alone. But we're not alone anymore." He opened a channel to the Federation fleet that had been following their trail. "This is General Stone. We'd found Zix Thor. Request immediate backup." Within minutes, ships began appearing out of FTL. But they weren't just Federation vessels. Stone recognized ships from many of the worlds they'd visited. Humanity's efforts had rallied a coalition. Zix Thor's face appeared on the view screen, his eyes widening in shock as he saw the gathered fleet. "How?" he sputtered. Stone stepped forward. "It's over, Zix Thor. Surrender now." The alien commander's face twisted with rage. "Never. I'll destroy you all." Zix Thor's fleet opened fire, and space lit up with energy beams and explosions. The battle was fierce, but the coalition fought as one. Stone coordinated the attack, using strategies that combined Earth's military thinking with advanced alien technology. Phoenix led a team in a daring boarding action on Zix Thor's command ship. After hours of intense fighting, it was over. Zix Thor was captured, his fleet destroyed or surrendered. As the dust settled, Stone received messages from across the galaxy. Leaders of many worlds congratulated Earth on its pivotal role in the victory. Ambassador Lyra's face appeared on the screen. "General Stone," she said, smiling, "the Federation Council is impressed. They're recommending Earth for fast-track advanced membership status." Stone felt a surge of pride, not just for himself, but for all of humanity. In less than a year, they had gone from a single-planet species to a respected member of the galactic community. As the ESS Phoenix began its journey home, Stone looked out at the stars once more. The galaxy was vast and full of wonders, but also dangers. Yet he knew that whatever challenges lay ahead, humanity was ready to face them. With their ingenuity, adaptability, and newfound allies, the future was brighter than ever. Humanity's greatest adventure was just beginning. 10 years had passed since Earth joined the Galactic Federation. The ESF Phoenix, now joined by a fleet of Earth ships, docked at the massive space station orbiting a distant star. This was Concordia, the new capital of the Federation, built with input from all member species, including humans. General Marcus Stone, his hair now gray but his eyes still sharp, stepped off the ship. Beside him walked Phoenix, the cyborg hero who would become a symbol of human resilience and adaptability. They were greeted by Ambassador Lyra, who had become a close friend over the years. "Welcome, my friends," she said warmly. "The council is waiting." As they walked through the station, Stone marveled at how far humanity had come. Humans worked alongside aliens from 100 worlds, sharing knowledge and culture. Earth technology, once primitive by galactic standards, now stood on par with the most advanced Federation systems. They entered the Grand Council chamber, where representatives from every Federation world sat. At the center was the Federation president, a wise being from a species that looked like living crystals. "General Stone, Phoenix," the president's voice rang out. "We have called you here to discuss a grave matter." The chamber darkened, and a holographic map of the galaxy appeared. Red dots blinked on its edges. "We face a threat unlike any the Federation has seen," the president continued. "A species from outside our galaxy, hostile and technologically superior. They have already destroyed several outer colonies." Murmurs of fear rippled through the chamber. Stone felt a chill run down his spine. "We've tried diplomacy," Lyra added, "but they refuse all communication. Our greatest minds are stumped by their technology." The president's crystalline form shimmered. "But there is hope. Our analysts believe that human thinking, your ability to innovate, to find unconventional solutions, may be the key to saving us all." Stone and Phoenix exchanged glances. This was why Earth had been fast-tracked into the Federation. Not just for what humans knew, but for how they thought. "We're forming a special task force," the president said. "The best minds and warriors from every world. General Stone, we want you to lead it." Stone stepped forward. "It would be an honor," he said, "but I have a condition." The council waited expectantly. "We do this together," Stone said firmly. "Not as humans leading aliens, but as equals. Each species brings unique strengths. United, we're stronger than any threat." A cheer went up in the chamber. The president nodded approvingly. Over the next months, Stone and Phoenix worked tirelessly with their new team. They combined Earth military strategies with alien technologies in ways never before imagined. Finally, they were ready. A massive fleet, the most diverse force the galaxy had ever seen, set out to face the invaders. The battle was fierce and looked hopeless at first. The enemy's technology seemed unbeatable. But then something incredible happened. Using a tactic inspired by an old Earth board game, combined with technology from a dozen worlds, they found a weakness in the invaders' defenses. The tide turned. As the enemy fleet retreated, Stone stood on the bridge of the Phoenix, watching the stars. He thought about how far they'd come. From a single planet, afraid of alien invasion, to the saviors of the galaxy. Phoenix joined him. "What are you thinking, General?" Stone smiled. "I'm thinking about legacy. Not mine or yours, but humanity's." He gestured at the diverse crew around them. "This is our real achievement. Not the technology or the battles won, but bringing people together, finding strength in our differences." Ambassador Lyra approached, her eyes shining. "The president just called. They're naming this date Federation Unity Day, and they want Earth to host the first celebration." As cheers erupted around him, Stone felt a sense of pride and hope. The galaxy was vast and full of wonders and dangers, but together, united in their diversity, they could face anything. Humanity had found its place among the stars, not as conquerors or victims, but as friends, innovators, and peacekeepers. Their greatest adventure wasn't just beginning. It would never end. Stone looked out at the infinite expanse of space and smiled. The future was bright, and it belonged to all of them.